The Lakers collapse against the Kings after a great win against OKC. What happened to Anthony Davis? And can these Lakers go on a run? What's up, y'all? I'm Kyle Downey. This is the Sports Download. The Lakers lose 130 to 120 on Wednesday night after they had thoroughly outplayed the Thunder. They then have a stinker of a loss. And it was a stinker because they came out strong. They were up by as much as 19 in the first quarter, and then they started to let their feet off the gas, and the Kings cut it down to just 9 points. So you had LeBron played well, 31 points. Rui played well, 29 points. And Austin Reeves played pretty good, 18 points. D'Lo was not really present, especially in the second half, with just 10 points. And Anthony Davis only had 14 points and 12 rebounds or so, but not going to cut it. Anthony Davis is the Lakers' best player right now when you factor in defense, when you factor in every single night. Anthony Davis is your best player. LeBron is the best player offensively, I believe. But with the total package, including defense, Anthony Davis is your best player. So then you got to play like it, dog. You got to play like it. AD, I love you, man. I love AD. I have shirts with his name on it. I'm that type of fan. Judge me if you want. I don't care. Some people are against jerseys. But I digress. I'm mainly just frustrated, man, because Anthony Davis, for most of this year, Anthony Davis has been an MVP caliber player. But the Lakers have struggled and have their ebbs and flows and have not been consistent. And they're not in the top 6, so he's not going to be even considered for MVP. But since the All-Star break, he has been kind of up and down. And that's not going to cut it because the Lakers do want to go on a run. The Lakers, everybody wants to win. Even though they have a disagreement from the top and the players about who they want to be the head coach, everybody wants to go to the playoffs and win a championship right now. But this team is not a championship contender. It's just not, because they're just not consistent enough. They are consistently inconsistent. So Anthony Davis, who for the most part of all the games played, he's been consistently great, but recently, since the All-Star break, he has not been. And he was just incredible against the Thunder. I can't say enough great things about how he thoroughly dominated Holmgren. Anybody they threw at him, they just didn't have the size for it. I even was thinking that Biyombo was non-existent. You just saw him there because his name on his jersey, but he wasn't a factor against AD. And excuse my voice, I still have a cold, so I'm powering through. But the Lakers just, they lost this one, and it's a bad one. They lost this one because AD was punked, because AD was just outplayed. And I don't mean the word punk in any kind of bad way, other than the fact that he was just outplayed and outmuscled in a sport where physicality can really make a difference. And Anthony Davis, I looked it up today. He outweighs Sabonis by about 13 pounds. They're about the same size, and he outweighs Sabonis by about 13 pounds. And so to me, that's mentality. And I love AD. I will always defend him, how he's an incredible defender. I think he's the best defensive player on the planet when he's locked in. But that's the thing, when he's locked in, right? The thing is right now he's our best player, but I don't think he has that mentality. I don't think he has that Kobe mentality or that LeBron mentality of where, give me the damn ball and get out the MFing way so I can make things happen. I don't think that he has that. I think he's more of like a Powell, more of like a number 2 on a championship team, but it would be like an amazing number 2. Like when they won the title in 2020, he was almost the best player. It was very close. It was very close up until he kind of was having to deal with some injuries. He was playing so well that he could have been the finals MVP. But it was just over the sum of the 6 games, LeBron took that. But the fact that it was a debate meant like, man, could AD be the best player on the planet? Because LeBron was deemed the best player on the planet still, but then AD, because he was hitting jumpers, right? But he was hitting jumpers in the bubble that I don't know if he'll ever get back. I think AD can make mid-range jumpers. I think that he can make those fancy layups and things like that. But his 3-point shot, I just don't know if it's going to come back. He's now shooting 26%, and he's just not taking enough of them. He's too inconsistent from three to get that back. In the bubble, he was probably 34, 35%, and I don't think he'll get to that unless he really gets in the gym in the offseason and really perfects that jumper and the confidence as well. So I digress, but AD is that good, man. He is that good when he's locked in, when he's focused, when he's got all in. And I think he has the Mamba mentality, but he doesn't have it to the extent that a Kobe does, that a LeBron does. Like that Mamba mentality of just, you know what, this is my time to take over. Give me the damn ball. I'm going to take over this game. That's it. We're winning. That's it. And LeBron has that. But just LeBron can't lock in defensively. And Anthony Davis, he was there defensively, but we needed his offense bad. We needed his offense in a night where the Lakers got their 19-point lead erased, and then all of a sudden the Kings are up by 20. That's not going to happen if Anthony Davis is constantly asking for the ball, calling for the ball, calling for when he rolls to the basket, just taking over the game. And I look at stats, but I also look at, the feel of the game and the eye test. And, watching the game, you could see that AD was not being as dominant as he could have been. He got to the line 5 times. He made 80% of them. He made 4 of them. But, he needs to get to the line 10 times or more. He needs to, and I know that he kind of gets a rhythm from seeing the ball go through the hoop with free throws, and every player does. But they got to find a way for Anthony Davis to get aggressively towards the basket early on in the game at first tip. To me, honestly, they need to spam pick and roll, whether it's D'Lo and AD, Reeves and AD, or Braun and AD, whoever, Dinwiddie and AD. They need to spam pick and roll. And I'm not the best X and O's guy. I'll be straight up with it. I don't know everything when it comes to plays, but I know the fundamentals. And I just know that if that works, if you get AD rolling to the basket, good things happen. Shooters can become open. There needs to be more movement. There needs to be more movement of offense in general. But AD needs to get to the basket. And when you post up with him and he gets double teamed, someone needs to hit an open 3. But to me, I'm just like, I need to see more cutting towards the basket, more traffic towards the basket, AD going towards the basket, because when that dude gets downhill, they can't stop him. And to me, with AD being bigger than Sabonis and being a better player than Sabonis, AD should not be dominated. The Lakers lost 8 in a row now to the Kings, and that spans to last season, and that's just unacceptable. And you got Sabonis outplaying AD. AD should be outplaying him. It should be the other way around. AD is a superstar. People were griping about Sabonis not getting the same all-star treatment as AD when AD has had a fantastic season. And then you go up against each other. And this game had to be won by the Lakers. It just had to be, especially when they're up. It had to be won because you're chasing the Kings, and now you won't be able to catch them unless you can just win more games than them. So Anthony Davis should not be getting 14 points. This dude needs to be averaging 27 a night, and he's been averaging 25, but 14 is just unacceptable, especially when you didn't feel him there offensively. Maybe defensively, but not offensively. And that's on everybody else and the coach to get him involved. That's on everybody else to get him involved. But AD needs to be the center of the offense. You need to run things through him. You need to get him open. And people need it. I mean, they were hitting their threes, but I need to see Anthony Davis get 25 points or more moving forward. I would love 27, but I'll give him 20. You know what? Yes, he needs to get 27 or more. I changed my mind. I think it's possible the Lakers could go on a run, but they got tough games coming up against the Bucks and then the Kings again. So they could go on a run, but they have to be more consistent, and they have to just defend hard and AD's got to give us more. Follow me at the Sports Download.